Callie is getting ready to go live now, period. That's court one, period. Court two in about 5.
Okay, I've got my preview up here. I just need my commentators who are paying attention to the match. I love that.
40-15.
Sorry. It said heat plus, and that's what I killed. Sorry.
It's okay.
If that's the worst that happens today, it's a great day.
Be up in
Shannon, now for the rest of our lives,
That was exciting.
I get to record.
With everybody running.
capital E,
No, it is capital.
LLAJCK,
Oh, that's fine.
01, exclamation.
Capitalize both, and then big capitalize.
Confirm that I'm up.
40-30.
She hasn't replied.
You weren't sensitive about that.
I know, I just put them in.
And you're not going to be on Facebook, right?
Correct, not until I hit go.
Look at mine now.
It's the Broderick match.
Correct.
It is live.
Okay. On YouTube. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna grab Mark and Lauren, and we're gonna get back on the air. Fred's on your way down.
Lonely near.
Alright, I'll count you down.
Okay, welcome back to the Chapel Hill Racket Club. We had a power outage here, and we're in the first game, deuce. Some great play, some fast play.
YouTube is live.
Missed overhead for Broderick.
Advantage Powers.
Takes us to break point. Just a beautiful setting here at Fox Chapel, kind of in a bowl. Pittsburgh Field Club's up the hill. Dramatic sky today. So first game. Bunch of missed forehands for Hughes. That's the third one he's missed. And they tend to go as his forehand goes. Interesting to see how his confidence level. There's a good one for him.
Advantage Powers.
He loves that ball high off the back wires, hitting it down. You know, I'm honestly not quite certain. There's the break. I'm honestly not quite certain if it was a power outage or when I asked Lauren Mandel who she likes, there was some epic event. So, Lauren, now that we're back, don't try and avoid the question by turning the power off again, okay? That was wholly unacceptable. Who do you like today?
Well, I think that you have to go with the reigning national champions. And like you said, they had a slow start to the year, but they played lights out in Boston. And until someone beats them at nationals, I'm going with Hughes and Powers.
I think that's a good call, and I'm in agreement. First game was interesting. A lot of play. Hughes missed 3 forehands, including 2 that hit the back wires on the fly, but they still managed to break. So here we go. John Hughes to serve to Jared Palmer. Well, I think our answer about fast or slow has been answered in the first game in a point. They're clearly playing quickly. Powers has so many shots.
And he always seems to be in the right place to hit them. He's very nimble.
You know, I haven't talked to him about this, but my guess is playing with Steve DeRose impacted his game. Because he's playing very short in the court, taking the ball early, stealing time, a lot of block lobs. Same way we saw Steve play the deuce side a couple years ago at Cincinnati, and that puts so much pressure on you.
Yeah, when he when DeRose played the deuce side in that tournament, he was standing like a foot behind the service line to play.
There's a good forehand from Hughes.
15 love.
— 15 love.
Kaler loves scooting up that side screen. I've seen him do it.
15 all.
And all four of these guys have really reliable serves.
And he can still go vertical. So Vaughn was tempted to hit that ball over his head. I mean, it's warm in Pittsburgh.
How do you think the warm weather is going to impact play, Laura?
I think they're all going to have to be careful not to
30,
hit
15.
too hard because balls are going to come flying out of those screens.
And that time, Jared Palmer was, for a rare occasion, on the wrong side of bold versus foolish. That was kind of a crazy blitz, wasn't it?
Yeah, didn't look particularly purposeful. We saw some balls yesterday as it got warmer. Some down-up overheads go right out of the court. And that's, of course, a loss of point.
The big breakthrough that Hughes and Powers made last year was when they decided to have Hughes hit more of the overhead and have Powers sitting on the net volleying.
Yeah, Hughes really improved his overhead, too. He worked so hard on that spin.
Sun kind of coming out. I think it's going to be more of an issue for the announcers than it is the players. Good swing from Powers
30
there.
all.
Misses it. Takes us to 30 all. Jared Palmer has been ripping that forehand this year. A few early misses from
40-30.
Palmer. Chance to consolidate the break. Not that a break really means anything on a day like today.
Yeah,
Game,
They are
Hughes Powers.
firing
They
away,
take the
Lauren,
first
aren't they?
set, 2 games to
these are
love.
remarkably quick points.
You know, to me, one of the first questions you ask when you're evaluating a match is who wants to play fast, who wants to play slow. And last year, Hughes and Powers became the best fast team in the country. Surpassed
15
Johan
love.
Durant and won a Rye at it, and was one of the reasons for their ultimate success.
And of course, to do that, you have to have unbelievable skills.
Well, that's the thing that's really interesting to me, is not to diminish the skills of Hughes and Powers, because they're remarkable and remarkable athletes. But there are a lot of remarkable athletes out here, and a bunch of guys who were more accomplished tennis players. But Hughes and Powers are so great at tracking down that last ball. Great read there
15
from
all.
Hughes. And that's that hard overhead against Hughes' side wire that got Broderick in trouble in Boston. I expect to see a lot more of that soft ball in the middle to him, as does Powers. A great exchange at the net.
30-15.
That was an interesting move for Mark Powers, coming over there and hitting the forehand.
Well, like you said, John Hughes likes the pace. he needs it to. He needs the pace to generate his own. So the harder, the better.
Oh, what a volley from Palmer. The speed of play is
30
really
all.
rapid, isn't it, Lauren?
Yeah, and balls are flying.
Well, I like to give you the answers to my questions, especially to ask you.
Ooh, got him.
30, 40.
John Hughes might be the nicest guy on the face of the planet.
And Jared Palmer might be the second.
Yeah. Chance to go up 3-love here. And Powers catches the net court.
Game, Hughes, Powers.
You know, Lauren, I don't know that I've
First
said this in the
game,
last
love.
3 or 4 years, but doesn't look like Broderick Palmer have any answers right now.
And it doesn't look like they have a cohesive plan. And I know that Drew Broderick wouldn't go out on the court without a plan, but I can't see what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that one point, Drew hit maybe 3 or 4 spin overheads up the middle before Powers came over and ripped a forehand. But they're playing really fast. I mean, you've seen Jared kind of blitzing on several occasions. And just, you know, the speed of play has really been dramatic.
Yeah, and it's not favoring Broderick Palmer.
I mean, the team started around 9:15. That game ended at 9:27, so they played 3 games in 12 minutes. It's not really Broderick Palmer's style. But again, that's how they played all year.
In the other semifinal, Araya Parsons are up 2-love.
I feel like I spent half the day yesterday getting scores from the upper courts. Got some good exercise going back and forth.
It's good for you, Mark.
Mark Powers to serve. Oh, what an exchange, and Broderick's got it easily. Boy, they're hitting a lot of balls.
Did Powers miss that?
Love,
Yeah.
15.
Yeah. But a dangerous shot from Palmer. Powers will not miss that often. You see a lot of these soft drives from Broderick Palmer.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how they're going to win their points from the backcourt.
Great dig. Gosh, Mark Powers just never seems to miss anything.
He's just so technically sound.
Palmer's constantly looking for that ball in the middle of the court. Just great action.
There it is again. That time he did not miss it.
15 all.
Yeah, Palmer early in his career was susceptible to that shot. I mean, that was such an aggressive swing from Drew Broderick, changing sides.
Another lob. He's
30,
missed a few long.
15.
Well, I'm really surprised Broderick Palmer were coming in behind that ball. Came off the back wire so hot. We talked yesterday about how springy the wires are.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to help Hughes and Powers. Going to speed up the play. There, Palmer drives the ball from
30
3
all.
feet to the left of the center stripe.
But Powers is off the net.
I tell you, Lauren, we've seen 6 or 7 unbelievable volleys already that they just make look routine.
Right. They look like no big deal. What do you got? Oh.
And there's a miss.
30 40.
As Palmer continues to fire away. Does he have an early flight back to California?
It's just game point for Broderick Palmer to get on the board. That one went in.
No issues with Powers generating pace. That ball's Durant-esque. Short backswing and then an explosion. Three more unbelievable volleys.
That's the ball you don't want to give Drew Broderick.
And Mark Powers made that volley
Yeah,
look easy. He's really hitting a lot of those backhand chips, which is a dangerous shot against Powers. Just a tremendous point, Lauren.
I can't wait to see how it ends.
Does it have to end?
I eventually, but I'm mesmerized.
Well, Palmer catches the tape. I just don't think even with Palmer's amazing skills, he's going to be successful driving that many balls from the left or the center hash mark. Back to deuce. And the wild forehand from
Advantage
Hughes.
Broderick.
Mariah Parsons up 3-1 first set. That's the one Palmer's got to be careful of, but he just keeps hitting it.
Deuce.
Great duck from Hughes.
Very calm. That ball coming at his head.
A lot of movement on that ball.
And that's what you're saying, right? Palmer's coming so far over. He's leaving that corner exposed.
Is that same point we were talking about a minute ago?
Advantage,
Wow.
Broderick.
Just great action. You see Broderick hitting a lot of balls at the center strap where the two forehand volleys are. Great get from Palmer on the nick.
Another lob out.
Wow.
7 or 8 balls long already from Broderick Palmer. It's a lot.
You know, Lauren, it's interesting when you advance through an event like this. You want to peak at the end of the tournament, obviously. And I watched a lot of 2 teams yesterday. I watched a lot of Broderick Palmer who were brilliant. And I watched a lot of Araya Parsons who were not. But sometimes you're better off moving forward, playing poorly.
Deuce.
Unless you lose.
Yeah, that's the key, right?
Yeah.
You see it a lot in tennis and Grand Slams.
Right. Often people who are at the brink of defeat come back and save match point and win.
Build through the week. There, Broderick catches them in the switch.
Advantage, Broderick.
Hughes, Powers just firing that serve in, isn't he?
He looks so invincible on that serve. Like nothing can make him
Palmer
miss.
is- I mean, that was from 3 feet behind the baseline. He's just swinging away. Oh, what a
Great
volley,
volley
from John
from
Hughes.
Hughes.
You know, we've seen a few more errors than you'd expect from Broderick Palmer, obviously, but Hughes' Powers are playing at another level. I would say more of the errors have been from Palmer than from Broderick.
Yeah.
Broderick say no, no, and Palmer hit it. Powers hits that same forehand, like the roller, and then he just thumps. Same swing.
Like that one.
Yep, missed
The
that
thump.
one.
Advantage, Broderick.
That was a thumper. Powers looking for that drop shot there.
Yeah.
Had
Just
a
hang.
little too much pace on it for him to hit it. You see virtually all of Broderick's little probing shots are directed at Hughes, not at Powers. Oh,
Wow.
just magnificent. We got to get a replay of that.
Palmer's hit a few lobs deep, so now his lobs have gotten shorter.
And there again,
Yeah.
you see
Advantage
Palmer driving
Powers.
the ball from a dangerous position, and Powers punished him. And that was the tale last year of these two teams starting in Long Island in December 2017. You watch Powers serve. He could never fault, right? He just throw it in there with so much confidence and pace. Great spots. The game of cat and mouse between Powers and Palmer there. Faking the drop shot, faking the lob. Great backhand overhead.
Yeah, because Palmer really came up with a good lob.
Oh,
I
gee.
mean,
Oh my God!
unbelievable.
Can we get replays of the last 6 points, Kelly
Hughes
Diesel?
Powers,
I mean,
they
what do
lead
you
the
do?
first
How do you
set,
win
4
the
games
How do
to
you win
love.
the point?
Was that one of the best games you've ever seen?
That was
Let's take a fast look at that, Kelly. Although the whole point
the
was
whole
a replay.
point. Yeah, I mean, it's you have to watch 20 shots.
I thought that volley was
It was
going
going out.
long.
Yep. And then look how low John Hughes gets to hit that overhead.
And this just crushed that backhand from Broderick. Lob volley. Drive. Unbelievable volley. And look at this get from Palmer. I mean, it's kind of disappointing that Broderick didn't lay out flat in the court and make that shot. Okay, back to live action. Great job, Kelly Diesel. That's why you're our #1 producer. Oh, Powers just firing away.
And these chaotic points are clearly favoring Hughes and Powers.
Well, they're younger and a little
Yeah.
bit more athletic. Yeah. Good rip there from
15
Broderick.
love.
It's a rare show of emotion from Broderick there.
He's got to get something going here.
– 4-1. Araya Parsons on the next court.
Powers just pummeling the middle of the court.
Missed volley from Broderick.
15 all.
Here it comes.
30
That's where the
15.
live springs are really helping John Hughes. That Palmer serve is just coming off hot. Lucky to win that point in the missed volley. Lauren, the irony is the points are slower with Hughes Powers in the backcourt than vice versa.
Well, Hughes and Powers are being so aggressive at net. They're forcing the action.
And we've talked in earlier matches about Hughes' ability to drive the ball and lob the ball with the same grip, and how effective that makes him. And there you see Broderick bailing with Palmer still at the net.
They have to get, it's all about Mariah Parsons gifting some points, and I don't think Parsons is gonna give too many, so I think it still goes right back to this match is gonna be decided by Mariah.
Just swinging away.
30 all.
It's fun to watch.
It is. It's
Well, this is mesmerizing, might be a better choice
shot-
of words.
a shot-making display.
Yeah, a brilliant one. Five 5-1 Araya Parsons on the next court. They are rolling. Juan Araya played very poorly yesterday. It tells you something about his level, that he can play at that level and still make national semifinals. Lauren, I'm getting bored. It's been at least 30 seconds. This has been some spectacular shot. I mean, come on. What are we doing here?
Good rollers from Jared Palmer, but Hughes and Powers have an answer for everything.
Hughes and Powers played 5 games like this at the first PFP event in Westchester, where it was just perfect. It's against Araya Parsons. They made no mistakes. And you're talking about making no mistakes while they're ripping lots of balls. Oh, there's a missed lob
There's
for
a
Powers.
mistake.
40-30.
Oh, just a huge forehand from Powers.
Deuce.
You know it's good if Palmer can handle a volley.
Oh,
Just catches the top of the tape there.
Advantage,
line
Palmer.
that up. All right, another chance for Broderick Palmer to get on the board. Had a few.
Little conversation, Hughes Powers. That is a lot of respect from Joe Broderick. That's a terrific volleying team. When Broderick's bailing, wow.
Well, they handled 3 just bullets from Powers, and then they decided to get out of Dodge.
Palmer's not normally as comfortable in the backhand with all the spins. I'm surprised they're not switching back. Drew had that one lined up. That was his ball.
Maybe they just want to give a different look. They're not doing so well on their respective sides.
Here it comes. Boy, Mark Powers is in the zone. Just looks so comfortable.
He just looks ready to pounce.
And there he is playing really shallow on the court again.
That is game and first set. 6-1 to Ryan Parsons. And
Raya Parsons running through the other match.
Right, I thought this one's going quickly, but we're still in the first set.
6-1 first set. That's a beautiful lob for Powers. He held that ball so long before deciding what to do. Brad Easterbrook just looked over my shoulder and said, wow. And it's been wow, Brad. The paddle's been spectacular. Broderick Palmer playing very rapidly, and Hughes Powers missing virtually nothing. Oh, great move from Hughes. So what did I say, Lauren? The first 3 games took us like 13 minutes. And we're about another 22 minutes in for the last game plus.
Oh, yes.
Waited the whole time for that ball. Yeah, the last 2 games have been epic.
And they're on the board.
Broderick Palmer.
Well, that was easy.
Powers in the first set, 4-1.
Wow. Even that, Palmer had to make a spectacular volley and
Well, he's having to
Hughes
come
miss.
up with spectacular volleys on every single one of his first volleys. He's basically down on the court, on his knees.
final round, match between the number 2 seeds of Orion and Parsons against the number 6 seeds of Compton and Taylor
I'm exhausted, Lauren.
Yeah, well,
That was breathless battle.
from Orion Parsons. And Compton Taylor just the next two.
Viking Athletics is the premier brand and the undisputed leader in platform tennis. Viking is platform tennis. The Viking Extra Duty platform ball has been the #1 selling ball in the industry for the last 20 years. It's the official ball of the APTA, of the APTA Nationals and President's Cup, and of course of the APTA Grand Prix Tour. Big shout out to all the APTA staff working this weekend, Lauren. Obviously, Jerry Viant's done a wonderful job with live streaming. And Sheedy, Nindy Pike, Shannon Vincent, Scott Bondron, who heads up the whole team. Just a great job, huge effort. And Scott Kaler and his crew here at Fox Chapel have also done a great job. And whoever was in charge of the weather has been the MVP of the weekend.
yeah.
We
Talk
had
about
to-
good timing for the
Yeah.
rain.
It poured all night, started about 8, rained through the night, and now it's a gorgeous day here. Okay, John Hughes to serve, 4-1. And the sun has come out.
All right, here's Scott Taylor to start the second set. They're starting in a high formation.
Palmer again, a lot of chips.
Well, there was a good move by
Yeah.
15.
surprise Mark Powers.
We hadn't seen that so
No.
far. Big backhand from Broderick wins the first point. Misses the drop
Love,
shot there.
30.
You know, Lauren, I'm often reminded when people talk about a formation, a one up, one back, a different strategy, what should we do better? And to me, the answer is always the same, which is lob better. And I think that's the answer for what Broderick Palmer need to be doing here.
Yeah.
They're
That's really the
driving so
key.
much.
But they've started getting a few errors from Hughes Powers.
Yep.
Love, 40.
I just think they've got to push them off the net a little bit. They're very comfortable up here, this game notwithstanding. That was just a remarkable volley. While switching sides.
Right, that volley's hard enough to make while you're standing still.
I wouldn't know. Powers just jumping on that ball. And that was not a
15-40.
soft forehand. Just read it perfectly. And again, very much like Johan Durant, that anticipation in the middle of the court. He seems to know what you're doing before you're doing it. Another missed lob from Palmer.
30-40.
And I think that's part of the reason their lobs aren't deeper. He's hitting them long.
Big point right here. Wow, look at that ball move. Well, a lot of energy from Mariah on the next court. Great shot there from Hughes.
There's no mistaking who's on the next court.
There's never any mistaking. Next court, next room, next town.
Back to deuce. 3 break points saved.
Even those points they lost, you kind of felt like Hughes Powers were in control. Great blitz from Palmer there. I thought he was crazy to come in behind that ball. Mariah Parsons broke to start the second set over there. They are rolling. Hughes loves that backhand drive on the backside wire. Oh, what a shot!
What a backhand flick.
Leaping backhand flip, and then Hughes beats him with the spin. And that's an example of Palmer's uncomfortableness on the ad court. I mean, Broderick could never have been beaten by that ball. Point for 5-1. Again, Palmer pushing the envelope a little too fast. That was a huge game, Lauren.
Huge, because you could feel Broderick and Palmer creeping back in, up 40 love, getting some errors from Hughes Powers, and now that was just a complete momentum crusher.
Yeah, those games you win from down 40 love are almost worth more.
Yeah.
As Broderick misses
Love
the
15.
slash. That's all you have to do to win a point.
15 all.
Leaping overhead that hits the let cord and then catches the line in the snowboard.
He
Yeah,
still almost had it.
I have that shot.
Whoa.
30-15.
A couple turn of service.
40-15.
There's the first one that Powers really didn't hit solidly, too.
Game, Broderick Palmer.
Let's take a quick
Hughes
replay
Powers lead the
of that
first set,
backhand
5
overhead
games
Mark
to 2.
Powers hit. Closes the side wire.
No problem. Just going to flick this down the line.
That takes so much strength in your wrist. Okay, 5-2. Hughes Powers as we switch sides.
Well, Broderick Palmer won that game. Hughes Powers missed a couple return to serves. He made another error. It's on their paddle.
Yeah. Okay, so Mark Powell's will serve for the new set. First set with a new ball. More positive energy from the loud Argentine. They don't seem to sound like they're losing a lot of points over there, Lauren.
I forgot what I don't know what I was thinking, but I was wondering if we were going to have any idea what was going on over there. I forgot. If Juan's playing, we'll know exactly what's going on.
Love 15.
Great ball from Broderick there on the spike. And there you saw Palmer had that short forehand, and Hughes and Powers jumped all over the net. And that, seeing Drew Broderick
15
beat by the
all.
spin is really rare. I think Drew plays the spin as well as any
Yeah.
player in the country.
It looks so foreign to see him miss one like that because of the spin.
Great return
Great
from
return.
Palmer.
15-30.
And so far, Lauren, we've seen all four guys serving and coming in behind their serve.
Cannot believe he missed that volley from being in perfect position. Paddle right there.
Another little blurt from
30
Palmer.
all.
Been too many of those in the first set, Lauren. Level of play just mandates you have to be better.
No.
Again, a
30-40.
risky blitz. It works that time.
Yeah, but John Hughes has been making those volleys.
Yeah, break point. Back to 5-3.
Deuce.
Maybe Broderick Palmer got so good they decided they'd play with a lob limit. I'm just amazed at how fast they're playing. Oh, great. Oh, what a volley from Broderick. We got to see that sequence
How
again.
did he make that volley?
I thought Powers was going to shake his hand after he hit the overhead. They were so close together. As the sun peeks in and out of the clouds, it gets bright all of a sudden.
Oh.
Oh, there's a bad miss from Powers.
Their Powers had
Advantage
trouble with
Broderick.
the spin.
We lose the ball. Did it go out the snowboard? Here's that replay quickly. So Powers reads it,
Yeah, add
and
out.
he's inside the service box.
Hit that out.
Wow.
Somehow, Broderick stuck out his paddle and controlled the volley.
Remarkable. Another point for 5-3. Yeah, Powers really struggled serving to the ad court. He fires in a practice serve.
Oh.
Yeah.
Game,
And Broderick Palmer back to
Hughes Powers
5-3.
lead the first set, 5-3.
And, you know, the first couple times that happened when Hughes Powers hit up a high ball into Broderick's side screen, we said, that's not the shot you want to be hitting to Drew Broderick, but they handled it. Now a few more misses are starting to creep in.
Wow, Palmer gets away with that. I thought he was in big trouble there. Hughes has missed a couple of volleys of late. Ah, a cloud, Lauren. Great spot from Mark Powers.
15 all.
Right in that center strap on the left tip of Broderick. You saw he and Palmer coming close together. They could almost touch. A good looking forehand from Hughes there is just wide. It was called wide, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And there they go, Australian against Powers. There you see Broderick bailing early in the point. Yeah, and then he punches the ball behind Palmer. And there's another rare instance with Broderick Palmer on different pages. And Broderick kind of hung him out to dry with that drive. Another great ball from
30-40.
Powers, and that takes us to our first set point, Lauren.
Powers is going to rip a forehand.
Or a backhand.
Or a backhand.
The level of play is just brilliant. There's just nothing that beats these guys. Nick, seams, even let cords have been put back in play. And our friend the sun is back.
Here he comes. Set up by that great lob from John Hughes.
Wow. Unbelievable. Can we see that one again, Kelly?
Powers, they win the first set, 6-3.
We're surely not going to have a problem finding a highlight reel next year, Lauren. We have this first set, so we don't need anything else.
Yeah. I mean, the score looked fairly routine, 6-3, but the first set took almost an hour. And after Hughes Powers got off to a very quick lead, it was a very tight set.
Amazing. Okay, we'll be back in a moment after these messages right here on the APTA Network, presented by eNet Live.
Elizabeth!
Elizabeth,
Stephen,
I can't believe I caught you.
you came back. I knew you'd come back.
I have to ask you something.
Anything.
What is the Netflix password?
I love Stephen.
I love Steven. It's all lowercase, one word?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You gotta get it to get it.
See ya.
Watch movies, TV shows, and exclusive series instantly.
When it's your job to protect the world's greatest nation, it's your responsibility to solve the world's greatest challenges. This is why we search for the best and brightest, why we train for every eventuality, on land and water, in the air, space, and even cyberspace. We operate in a complex world with one simple mission: win.
Welcome back to the 2019 APTA National Championships. We are now in the second set, or about to begin the second set of the semifinal round match between John Hughes, Mark Powers, and Drew Broderick and Jared Palmer. Hughes Powers won the first set 6-3. What did you think of that first set, Mark?
Wow. Is that an
Yeah,
apt description,
that's
Lauren?
Apt.
Yeah, I consider you a wordsmith, so if you like my choice of words, that's a compliment.
It was a highlight reel, that first set. So many points, so many close volley exchanges that you can't believe they could volley, so many spins, so many great gets, so many great drives. It was really a treat to watch.
Well, let's elaborate on that. One of the hardest things to do when the weather gets warm is volley. Right? The ball tends to jump off your paddle, and that hard ball is really difficult to control. Not these four guys. Another scream of primal energy from Mariah as they go up 3-love in the second set. Oh, and Hughes pegs Broderick on the first point with a spin serve. And only John Hughes could apologize. So now we'll see if you see a little slower brand of paddle from Broderick Palmer and what adjustments they're going to make.
I think they have to slow it down, don't you, Mark?
Hughes calls that ball good. Yeah. I mean, as we talked earlier, I think Hughes Powers are the best fast team in the country. That's a great shot from Broderick. He's got so much spin on it. Hard to volley that ball up.
Yeah, you can see the trajectory of it. It's not hard, but it's coming down with spin.
15-30, early opportunity for Broderick Palmer. Big backhand from Broderick. Ooh, Powers had that lined up, double break point. And at least in the first game, Lauren, I see no adjustment at all.
30-40.
Hughes catches the nick on the serve. This is a really important game, really important moment in the match here for Broderick Palmer to close this one out. Great return there from Broderick.
Game, Broderick
Looked like Hughes took a little off that serve. Broderick pounced on it.
Hughes Powers won the first set 6-3.
But again, super aggressive from Broderick Palmer. Big shout out to the there's an RPTTA, the Richmond Platform Tennis Association, big group watching in Richmond with Andy Todd. Just awesome to see the growth of the game in all these new places.
It really is. Big contingent in Denver now.
Again, really fast. Those were all balls, could have been driven, could have been lobbed. That was a really good drop shot that Powers got easily.
Yeah, it didn't even look like he was running hard for it. He's so quick.
Thought he was going to stop and grab a towel on the way. And there you see some indecision from Broderick. He bails early at the point, pauses coming back in and gets beaten in transition. I think the adjustment they made, Lauren, is they're playing faster than they played in the first set.
That's how it looks. That's how it looks.
I mean, that drive by Palmer was crazy, wasn't it?
That was a gift. Mark Powers said, "Thank you."
Hughes misses that one.
15-40.
Boy, if Broderick Palmer could find their way out of this game, that would be huge. Compton Kaler on the board in the second set, down 3-1. Oh, good swing from
30,
Hughes,
40.
catches the top of the tape. Big point right here. Interesting to see if Broderick stays back. Yep. Just a huge point. Oh. Hughes catches the top of the tape, and we're back to 1-all.
Powers
that was a big point, Mark.
Second set. Hughes Powers won the first set, 6-3.
I think we're going to have to tell Easterbrook and Hogan to keep the ball on their own court. We have a match going here. What are they doing? Jeez. Lauren, are you surprised at the lack of adjustments so far from Broderick Palmer?
I mean, it's like you said, they seem to just want to play fast. I guess they're just hoping that Hughes and Powers will make more errors. They've made a few. They easily could have gone up 2-love there, but it just doesn't feel like the odds are in Broderick Palmer's favor on these points.
Oh,
like,
my
I mean, look
God.
At the
We're going to have to take a replay at that. Well, there were 5 or 6 unbelievable volleys at that point, Lauren. Great pickup from Palmer. And he comes out firing.
He really is hitting that forehand every opportunity he gets.
And he makes Juan Araya look patient. He has stopped those probing backhands for the most part. He's lobbing that shot a lot more. Here it comes.
Yeah. That
See, that all started with the good lob. Drove him off the net.
Hughes was pulled so far back and behind Powers that there was an opening there to hit a forehand. That one made a lot of sense.
Like that.
Same
But
thing.
he misses that forehand.
15 all.
But that's a good pattern for
It's
them.
a good combination. You could see on this side, you could see where John Hughes was all the way on Powers' side of the court, and Palmer had room to work with. He just didn't execute.
I heard Jerry Viant use the phrase yesterday, what else you got?
She likes that one.
She's got so many good ones. Not ready to use my personal favorite yet about the water in the drain, but we are headed in that direction. Great ball. Great lob
Great
from
lob.
Hughes.
Wow.
And there's that grip issue again where he's lobbing and driving with the same grip, so he forces you to wait a second, a beat or two before you make a decision. Oh, he missed that one.
15-30.
It's almost shocking when they miss a volley,
Right.
Lauren.
I mean, Palmer hit 5 great forehands there, but he got the point.
Compton Kaler back to 3-2 over there. There's another reaching
15-40.
volley. Couple break opportunities. Okay, we got the legendary Jim Kaufman joining the booth, coach of Hughes Powers. Jim's probably very disappointed with his team's play in the first set.
Broderick Palmer. They lead the second set 2-1.
Unbelievable.
So Jim, what are you seeing out there?
Set, 6-3.
Mark and John are volleying unbelievably. I think they may be hitting a few too many balls to Jared, but they're volleying so well that it's covering up everything else. I think they're playing really well. They're lobbing well. John's lobbing well, and they're playing really solid in the backcourt.
Are you surprised at how fast Broderick and Palmer are playing?
Very.
Are they in an earlier flight? Do you have some information to that effect?
I don't understand. I'm not unhappy, but I don't understand.
Well, we see Palmer driving balls from everywhere.
But they've been doing that most of this year, so today doesn't really seem any different.
Lauren and I were commenting after the first set whether they were going to make some adjustments to the second, and then we watched the first 3 games and we were thinking, yeah, they adjusted. They're playing faster.
Even faster, yeah. No, it looks about the same pace.
So what are you looking for your guys right here other than more of the same?
I think the next couple of games are the key because obviously against Drew and Jared, it's never over, and you don't want to get down in the second and have to go 3. I'd like to see him hit a few more overheads down, soft down the middle, and wait for the opportunity to hit the spinners. But they're playing well so far, and they're playing, I think, really solid in the backcourt.
Few misses starting to creep into their game.
Mark, why do you think Drew and Jared don't hit more overheads?
Say it again, Jim.
Why do you think Drew and Jared don't hit more soft, slow overheads against Mark and John?
I don't know. I mean, to me, this is just an absolute replay of the finals in Boston we saw. Jerry Viant and I talked early on about how we thought they'd come out and play slow, and I don't know if you heard it earlier, but I told the story of when Drew came into the hut and Bostrom and Anderson played your boys Hughes and Powers a very tough match beforehand, and Martin asked Drew, "You're going to play him like we did, the way everybody's been playing him, soft balls to John's forehand?" And Drew said, "Nope, we're going to play him like we did at Fiddler's," and they came out and they played really fast and got spanked. 30 love.
Love.
Now you're really seeing a drop in level. 2 missed lobs this game. There were some soft overheads to the Hughes forehand. Well, at least 2.
Jim, Mark named a shot after you. He called that slow overhead, the Jim Kaufman overhead. And Brad said to him, he didn't invent that shot. There were people who hit that before.
But Brad did not like that, Jim. Have you guys been having a problem, you and Brad?
No.
Yeah, Hughes was a late decision there.
You see, there's no pace on that ball.
3-1. Hughes Powers won the first set 6-3.
They consolidate the break. It seems to me that Hughes Powers have kind of let their foot off the accelerator a little bit, Jimmy.
Maybe a little bit. I agree. And they've done that before after winning first sets, but I think they'll bounce back. They're very good mentally.
Like the conversation here. Great reading the nick there from Broderick. Three all in the second set. Compton Kaler mounting a comeback. Broderick misses a lob
15
wide.
love.
Don't see that very often.
No.
$30 love.
2 quick misses from Broderick. See, that's the type of shot that's surprising to me, Jim. He's moving hard to his right, trying to hit a backhand drive. That's the lack of discipline we haven't seen from them at all in the past.
Well, lucky
Palmer
there.
misses
Game,
the
Hughes
forehand.
Powers. Broderick Palmer lead the second set, 3-2.
So we played 5
Hughes
games in the
Powers won
second
first
set, Jim.
set,
Let me
6-3.
bounce an analysis off you and get your opinion on it. It seems to me that Hughes and Powers have kind of released the gas pedal, as I said. I haven't seen any change in strategy from Broderick Palmer, and I think that if Hughes and Powers stay the course, they're gonna jump back into the set and win it.
I agree. I think they can. But I mean, the margin on these points in these games are so small. It just takes one or two little mistakes each game that swings the momentum. But I agree with you.
First set might have been the highest quality paddle I've ever seen.
They played really well. The first 4 games were amazing.
That's high praise from you, Mark.
Just remarkable stuff, Lauren. You heard me like gasping over and over again. Okay, so Broderick will serve 3-2. Second set. Nice for the clouds to come out. Yeah. Save a shot, Palmer missed. Let cord
love.
That's why I don't like apologizing for let cords, Lauren. Sometimes it works for you, sometimes it works against you. Great dig.
Top spin lob.
Completely opened the court. Brilliant shot from Powers.
Really disguised well, too.
We were talking earlier about that, Jim, how he hit so many shots, that same swing.
Yeah, very hard to read. It's a big part of men's paddle at the top level.
Ooh.
30 love.
That was a bad overhead to hit there.
It was long.
What's that?
Serve out, confirm. I think John Hughes
30,
feels
15.
badly that he even got a call questioned, even though he was right. Jim, you more comfortable with your guys in the backcourt or at the net?
That's a good question. I think probably at the net. I just think they're hitting a few too many hard spin overheads today. But I'd rather be at the net.
Powers catches the nick.
30 all.
I have been really impressed at the respect Broderick has afforded the Powers forehand. I've never seen Drew bail before.
He's bailed a bunch today.
He's bailed a whole lot of
Yeah, I've
times.
never really seen it before either.
40-30.
Big miss there. Raya Parsons up 4-3. Palmer's really gone away from that probing backhand. Powers hurt him with it a lot in the first set. Jim, it does seem like Powers especially has bought into that soft overhead in the middle of the court.
Yeah, it definitely has. I think it's helped the last few games.
Really big point, and both teams know it.
Huh?
Well, Palmer catches the
Game,
tape.
Broderick
Hughes
Palmer.
misses the volley, and they
They
consolidate.
lead the second set 4-2. Hughes Powers won the first 6-3.
3 holds in a row. Okay, Mark Powers to serve, 2-4, second set.
Ooh.
Oh, some emotion from Palmer there.
15 love.
That was an excuse me volley. Hughes with a great reaction. But Powers' serve, especially to the ad court, has been tremendous. Oh, great blitz. Vintage John Hughes. Love how low Hughes gets in that volley.
Great ready position at the net.
Boy, the combination of the cut
30
overheads
love.
there pulled Palmer out of his corner, and Hughes was able to poke one behind him with a lot of spin. Four all in the next court as Compton Kaler break back. Well, that was the ball Hughes could have gone after, but didn't. Oh.
40 love.
Fortunately, he had backup.
Jim, what's it like working with these guys? Is one of them more receptible than the other?
Yeah, sometimes it's great. They're such good athletes, and their racket skills are so
40-15.
fantastic. And it's just fun. We don't get out enough because of the logistics and the fact that they're 3-4 hours away from each other. But it's a lot of fun working with them, and they're getting better and better. I think they still can improve.
Big rip there from
40-30.
Palmer. Another opportunity to close the game out at 40-30.
Ooh. Deuce.
Boy, some great body language on the Broderick Palmer side and not so good on the Hughes Powers side there.
It's a huge game.
Oh. Just a
Advantage
crazy
Powers.
overhead there, and he gets away with it. Wow, Palmer would like that one back. You think your guys would be willing to play that shot again?
That's not how we drew it up on the blackboard this
Wow.
morning.
Oh, what a volley.
Behind him.
Boy, some great play
Game,
from
Hughes
Hughes
Powers.
Powers there.
Broderick Palmer. are
Jimmy,
leading
before
the
you let you
second
go, I
set,
got one
4
more
games to
question.
3.
John and
Hughes
Mark
Powers
are
won the
great
first set,
athletes,
6-3.
really good racket skills, but we got a lot of guys with better racket skills than they do, have played tennis at a much higher level. Why are they the best fast team in the country?
Discipline. They lob well and they wait for high balls. They don't drive balls very often from their knee or their waist. They wait for high balls and they hit them down. I think it's all discipline and patience, waiting for the right shot. Having said that, they have pretty good racket skills.
Yeah.
Not like your skills, though, Jimmy. Okay, thank
Mark.
you very much for joining us. Good luck rest of the way. Well, that was fun, Lauren, getting some insight from Jim Kaufman. I don't know why Brad Easterbrook doesn't like him.
Well, Powers and Hughes have done a good job here of keeping it close because they've had a couple of chances to go down 5-2, 4-1.
That missed over slash,
Yeah.
spike overhead from Palmer was huge.
Uline is the leading distributor of shipping, industrial, and packaging materials to businesses throughout North America. They ship over 2.5 million boxes every day, but they are so much more than a box company. More than 32,000 quality products are always in stock and ready to ship. Outstanding customer service means they're here when you need them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Uline, the best selection, products, and people for an unforgettable
15.
customer experience.
Boy, John Hughes with another good forehand. He really was pumped up after that first one. Huge serve from
15
Palmer,
all.
catches the nick. Great lob from Hughes there.
30-15.
Had them confused and just missed it. And Broderick paddles so still.
And his body is still.
Almost looked like Power was aiming for it.
$40-15.
Swing there, but misses it. Oh, amazing volley.
Great stab at that ball.
Didn't bail on that one. That's a great lob. Nope, misses
Nope.
it long.
Not a great lob.
Not a
Game,
great
Broderick
lob.
Palmer.
Caught him
They
leaning
lead
the wrong way,
second
but
set,
still missed
5
it.
games to 3.
All of a sudden,
Hughes
it's
Powers
hold,
won the
hold,
first
hold.
set, 6-3.
All right, well, John Hughes will have to hold to stay in this set.
This match does deserve a third set. It's been so spectacular. Good shot from Hughes. I
15
love the
love.
commitment from Broderick Palmer. They just believe in what they're doing, and they're not going away from it. It's very obvious they're sticking with this throughout.
30 love.
Huge hold for Compton Kaler on the next court from Love 40 down. And Arroyo served to stay in the second set at 4-5. Nice lob from Broderick there.
40 love.
Boy, after a bunch of long games, the servers really controlled things the last 25 minutes. Wow, that was a fast game.
Oh, you don't get them much quicker than that in paddle.
Broderick Palmer lead the second
Okay,
set.
but can they break?
5-4. Hughes Powers won the first set, 6-3.
On the other court, Orion Parsons were rolling. It's nice to see Kaler and Compton. They played such a great match yesterday. It's nice to see they were able to get into this match.
Take a look at the nice setup here at the Fox Chapel Club. Beautiful day, nice and warm. Spring is coming, Lauren, which of course doesn't mean we're not going to get some more snow in New York this week.
No, I don't believe you about spring coming.
You're very smart.
You see people under the tent. There's bleachers along the back that you just saw, and on the other side, there's tons of people here. There's going to be some food trucks here soon. Great day. Oh, there's a food truck.
Can you get me something?
Yeah, I was just going to send you out, Mark. Wait a minute.
Big rip. It's a really good sign for Hughes Powers to see them so confident. Hughes confident. Powers is always confident. And there he beats Palmer. I'm thinking break,
15.
Lauren.
Well.
Oh.
There's a bullet.
Love
But
30.
it was a bullet that hit so hard it didn't even come off the wires.
Yeah, it just died, and there's no chance to. Broderick had no chance to pick it up back there.
15-30.
I was surprised to see Powers lob that ball. Wow.
15-40.
That was a shocking miss, Lauren. You okay? You there? You with me?
I'm with you.
Routine overhead. Playing a lot of balls to Hughes. And he catches against the side wire, and it's 5-all.
Game. Hughes Powers scores 5-all, second set. Hughes Powers won the first set, 6-3.
A very comfortable break, too.
So Parsons holds serve, takes them to 5-all over there. Or Raya, I guess, holds serves. Yeah, again, getting caught out of position.
Love.
You know, there's so little that separates these teams. Just a bad mistake here. 15 love.
15 love.
This is the forehand there.
15-all.
That's the slow one. That's
one he doesn't like.
$30-15.
That's Palmer's bread and butter. 5-all, 15-all. Don't expect him to miss that.
30 all.
Body
That-
language from Hughes you don't like to see. Tossing the paddle.
That
Playing
high
great.
forehand volley that he just used too much hand.
Huge point here. Oh,
I don't think Broderick even saw that ball.
it was just an
40,
explosion.
30.
I don't have much question, Lauren, that Mark Powers has assumed the mantle of the best player in the country.
There's just no weakness at all.
Big Vamos Mariah on the next court. Palmer firing away.
Ball was good, Drew.
Ball called out by
it was on the
Broderick,
line.
reversed by the chair umpire, and it's 6-5.
Game, Hughes Powers. They lead the second set, 6 games to 5. Hughes Powers won the first set, 6-3.
Was that loud enough for you? No. And he's playing at a club a mile away. Okay, Lauren, hold her break. I'm saying break, Lauren.
I'm thinking.
I just think that Hughes Powers have the only problem was they left their foot at the accelerator just a little bit,
Yeah, they made a few more mistakes.
but they kind of got
Yeah.
it together again, and they just have been controlling play throughout.
They'd be so happy to get out of this in 2 sets,
You think?
I think. To state the obvious.
Love 15.
And that's the serve Hughes just loves. That ball off the hard wire, back wire with all that pace coming way out.
Love
Wow.
30.
You did say break, right?
Wow, nah. I didn't. I was non-committal.
You've been spending way too much time with Brad Easterbrook. Okay, love 30, 2 points for the match. Okay, Araya Parsons break. They'll serve for the match at 6-5. Great read from Powers there. Oh, he played it so beautifully. They were
15-30.
both in position. Should have left it for Powers. A little
I
too
think
much
he
movement
hesitated
for Hughes.
when he realized Powers was going for it as well.
15-30.
Wow.
Huge backhand
15-40.
from Powers takes us to double match point. Wow, these guys are looking confident, Lauren. Here it comes.
Nice volley.
Hughes wasn't quite as nice as Hughes made it,
30-40.
though. Okay. I expect to see Powers firing away here.
Jared Palmer also has a remarkably consistent serve.
Great scramble from Hughes. Oh, great volley from Palmer.
Deuce.
Wow, missed lob badly by Hughes there, and 2 match points go by the wayside. Little pep talk from Powers. Palmer's got to find a way to get this ball to stick on the wires or serve a little softer. Oh, great blitz there. So Palmer did serve
Advantage
softer
Powers.
there, but Hughes was able to get the ball below the net, and they took advantage of the blitz. Match point number 3. Oh, what a
he
dig.
got it. Wow.
And then
Wow.
he misses. Game,
Game,
set, match. Hughes
set,
Powers,
match.
6-3,
Hughes Powers.
7-5.
6-3, 7-5.
Lauren, that was spectacular, wasn't it?
That was really great to watch. Looking forward to the final.
Any closing thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I mean, there's no weakness in the Hughes Powers game, and they just did they all played similarly, and Hughes Powers did it better.
Just spectacular paddle, great display of sportsmanship from everybody. We're going to be back with the women's final at 10:30, I believe, but we're going to get it up on the stream. And that'll be after these messages right here on the APTA Network, presented by eNet Live.